She don't like her eggs all runny. She thinks crossing her legs is funny.
Hey, everybody, it's Terry. I'm sitting here with What's-Her-Face.
Tracy.
And,
already arguing after just a couple months of marriage.
I know. I don't think this is going to work out. It's, it was a good run. It was a couple of months. We got married in New York, and it was a great run. It's just not panning out. I think this particular podcast is going to break our marriage.
Might put us right over the edge after all this instruction on how to use the mic.
Yeah, it's true. You're not quite the techie wizard in the studio, though, are you?
Oh, just wait.
You are a fine-looking broad. Can I say broad? That was really old-fashioned, wasn't it? Now we're going to piss off our female audience.
Okay, let's roll.
Well, today we want to talk about really what the podcast is and everything that we're going to be talking about. And maybe you want to explain that just a little bit, since you're kind of the one that's in charge. You're like the producer of the show.
So we will be doing a weekly show on food and drink and music, just different events and other randomness, things going on around our city that are just great. We've been talking about this for over a year, bringing this together, and it's the things that we love. We love going out and having date night. We love food. We love going out for drinks. We love live music, and so we just want to be able to share that with people from like a local or a regular person type of view.
It's like we're inviting people out on date night with us. Everybody hop in the bus. We're going to do a big pub crawl, restaurant crawl, live concert crawl. We're going to take you guys with us.
Yeah, we love our city. There's so much to offer here that I think a lot of people don't know about. We're so excited this has all come together, and way excited to be working with Terry Daniels' very good friend, Sean Bernard, and the Live and Social Network. Also love our logo. Michelle Pfeiffer from Nisswa, Minnesota. Local artist drew that logo for us, and you can check it out at eatthisTwinCities.com, and that'll be where all of our episodes are. We'll be kicking it off every Thursday night at 5 p.m. and then we'll be posting via social media throughout the weekend. So when you're looking for something to do, you can check it out and listen in.
Plus, we're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be doing some trivia. There's going to be so much stuff to do that you're going to want to stay up 24 hours a day just to catch up with all the fun stuff we're going to just throw at you. We're just going to throw all these darts at you.
Yeah, and we'll have a lot of interaction too, so people can call in, and you can also, we'll be doing different things where you guys can tell us where to go. Scary, maybe. Scary.
Well,
could be scary.
Yeah, audience interaction is very much part of what we kind of want to do here. So the more that you get involved with us, the more we can do for you as well. Does that even make sense? I don't even know if that makes sense or not. But
that made sense.
We really appreciate it. And we appreciate your support as well. And if you would be so kind to share our show on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, because we're social media geeks. We're a big believer in social media marketing. So please whore us out, will you?
Okay, and coming up in our next segment, we're going to be doing a little interview with Sean Bernard to talk a little bit about Alive and Social. And also coming up, we will be talking about The Bad Waitress, which is one of our faves. So our rating on that obviously gets the big...
It's one of the greatest diners in Minneapolis, and we're going to tell you why.
Yep, and we're going to be talking with our niece Brittany about Surly Brewing, the beer hall. She was there over the weekend, and I heard it was amazing. So, and talking about Valentine's Day, best and worst. We have people that wrote in and told us their stories, and we'll share ours, and then also offer some places to go, and then we'll announce the winner of our giveaway.
So stick around. We'll talk about The Bad Waitress right after this.
The Rusty Gatenby Review is the entertaining show about entertainment from movies, music, and more. Award-winning TV guy Rusty Gatenby and his review is the podcast with the biggest cast in entertainment, part of the Alive and Social Network. You can get that Minnesota connection to Hollywood and beyond any time of the day or night simply by clicking on the RustyGatenbyReview.com. That's the RustyGatenbyReview.com, part of the Alive and Social Network.
Welcome back to Eat This Twin Cities. My name is Terry.
And Tracy.
And we're going to talk about a diner in town that we've been going to pretty much every Sunday, it feels like, for the last few years. And I'm addicted to so many different items on the Bad Waitress menu. The pancake, the coffee, the eggs. It's one of the most fantastic places you could ever go for breakfast. And by the way, keep in mind that we're not nerdy food critics. We're not going to get into the real nitty-gritty details of certain meals and what's in them and how they're prepared. we're not going to bore you to tears with that crap. We're just going to tell you if the place rocks or not.
Yeah, just regular people.
Yeah, no doubt. So, Bad Waitress, obviously, the pancake has a great reputation. In just a couple of seconds here, we're going to actually go out to Bad Waitress, where we had a chance to talk to Julia, one of the talented baristas, and we had a chance to ask her a few questions about Bad Waitress as well.
She's amazing. I will say what I love about the Bad Waitress is it's small town right in the middle of the big city. You feel like you're walking into a small town diner, and that's how they treat the people when you walk into. Such great service, and I think that was the first thing that jumped out at me when we went there.
Yeah, and the coffee is incredible. The coffee actually comes from Spy House, which is just down the road in South Minneapolis, and it's absolutely fantastic. But I'm telling you, after you have about 3 cups, you better be careful, because I almost had an episode at Byerly's after drinking too much of the Bad Waitress coffee.
Oh my gosh, that's because you had 2 cups at home, and then we went to the Bad Waitress and had another 3.
It was terrible.
Yeah,
I never
crazy.
should have abused my body that way, but I was walking around Byerly's and nearly passed out because there was so much caffeine going through my blood.
Since you mentioned Spy House too, that's another thing that I love about the Bad Waitress is that they buy local. Spy House Coffee is local. They work with local distributors, and it's just awesome giving back to the community.
Well, there's a certain aura that the place displays when you walk in.
Sorry, just going back into my nerdy food critic mode. I don't want to do that. But seriously, there's something about the mood and the personality when you walk in, and then everybody that works there is.
Rock
this isn't
and
one of
cool,
those places where it doesn't matter how busy it is. People will always give you their attention, and the servers there always have time to sit and address your needs. It's not like going to like a chain place or something like that.
Yeah, just down to earth. I would say just that's what we like. Down to earth, cool, nice people.
Yep. So we were just out there. So why don't we head out to Bad Waitress, where we had a chance to ask Julia a few questions.
Hey, it's Terry and Tracy. We are at the Bad Waitress in South Minneapolis, a place that we may have been here once or twice before.
We frequent.
Let's tell everybody why the hell they should come here basically every weekend morning, because this place not only rocks, but the food is outstanding, and there's just something about the coffee that makes it just practically orgasmic to come here. What are your thoughts?
Coffee, jukebox, atmosphere, the pancake. You just can't go wrong. And they buy local.
Yeah, they buy local, and you can't go wrong any place that has a jukebox in it.
Right.
Even if the food was mediocre, the jukebox brings it up a level because it's cool, and you can go and just look at it. Something every person should have in their basement.
Cheers to that.
Terry and Tracy with Eat This Twin Cities. We are on 26th and Nicollet in South Minneapolis with the baddest waitress of them all, Badass Waitress. Julia, have you ever thought about changing the name to Badass Waitress?
I have, but I don't think we get as many families in here.
Yeah,
as we
probably.
want.
Maybe a little different demographic. Tell me exactly where the name actually came from.
The Bad Waitress comes from the 1950s term of bad, so like badass, kick-ass.
Right, kick-ass.
Superior in magnitude, super cool. Yeah, all of those types of things. I think we get the point across pretty well.
You absolutely do, and we can't help but notice all the cool little movie posters and all the artwork and the lights every time we come in. Did you decorate the place?
No, sadly I didn't. I don't have that much money for that, but our old owner got a lot of it from just. Have you ever been to Hunt and Gather on
I have.
50th and
Yes,
Xerxes?
I love it.
Yeah,
love
it's
that
one of my
place.
favorite places. I don't know much of my apartment is filled with stuff from there, but a lot of the stuff is from there. He goes to Stillwater a lot to get a lot of his other stuff and just different vintage shops around.
Well, it's unbelievable because when you walk in here, this is basically what every guy wants their basement to look like, or what they want their TV lounge to look like. They got a jukebox. They've got the cool movie posters and the badass lights everywhere, and
Neon lights,
it's incredible.
Yeah, thanks.
So obviously people want to know about the pancake, and I know that they don't just pour a bunch of Bizquick on a frickin' stove back there or anything like that. It's or anything that some of those quote unquote chain breakfast places do. But can you give us a hint of what makes them so delicious? And I know you can't really give away the secret because that's they would fire you if you did that.
Yes,
but can you tell us anything about what makes the pancake just absolutely mouth-watering?
It is actually just a really simple recipe. Don't add anything too much to it. buttermilk. That's very typical, so I'm not giving anything away. Buttermilk, flour, eggs, a little bit of salt in there too, actually. But
I think it's the size.
yeah, it is probably the size. Who knows what they do back there, but it is the size of your face, and I think that's pretty much the off factor that you really personally love, Tracy.
And is it available, like if you come in here for like lunch or dinner, is it available then, or do you only serve it during breakfast?
Anytime. You can get it at 11 if you want, whatever you want. Actually, 10:30.
Well, it's...
Sorry.
And we always come in for breakfast, but lunch, dinner, and you can have wine, Bloody Marys,
Yeah,
right?
Bloody Marys, wine, beer. We got some awesome beers. We're going to get taps soon. So
You're going to get what
We're
soon?
going to get taps soon.
Oh, incredible. I hope you got to put Guinness on the tab. And then I'll be in here not only for breakfast, but every night for dinner as well. But we love this place so much, we'd like to live here.
I would love it if you lived here. There's that little couch area over there. We'll
Yeah,
set
is
up
there
a little,
an area in the basement where I can bathe once a month?
We'll hose you down by the dishes.
Oh,
in the back.
perfect. I've always wanted to be hosed down in a kitchen.
I don't know if you'd smell any better, though. I mean,
Probably not,
it's kinda
probably not.
nasty over there.
Julie, I know you have more important things to do this morning than chat with us, but we do appreciate the time, and, if you... go get me another cup of coffee.
Okay.
Just kidding. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we're back to Eat This, Twin Cities.
Yeah, eat this.
Eat this. Okay, so we have to talk about Valentine's Day because it's here. It's coming. And love it or hate it. Of course, I love it. I don't know. That's just me. I'm kind of cheesy. Good reminder. Pass love around. It's me. My hippie.
Not me, man.
Nope.
I'm one of those. Get rid of these Hallmark holidays. We don't need them. No,
Right.
I'm kidding. It's my favorite holiday. No, really.
So on social media this week, we've been asking people what, maybe your best or worst story. I'm going to share my best, even though it wasn't my husband now that did this. It was a previous.
Yeah, this is going to make
Yep.
me look really awful. I'm going to feel like I'm going to have to go.
But it was one of those
work
things.
twice as hard on Friday.
He
now.
went over the top, so it was kind of cool. Or I thought it was. Simple, didn't even have to spend a lot of money. But what he did is he surprised me, had me walk out of the house, and he had taken red spray paint and spray painted all over in the snow, like all these messages and hearts and
Isn't that
oh.
That's just lovely.
Okay, do you have a best or a worst? I know what yours is going to be.
Well, since you had to give everybody the lovey-dovey story, I'll be the cynical one and just tell you what date was an absolute nightmare one year around Valentine's Day. So I did the Match.com thing for a while and really went out with a few, actually met a couple of really good friends. Overall, not a bad experience. But one time I was going to meet this gal at, what's the margarita bar in Uptown? It's not even there anymore. Bar Abilene.
Oh, yep.
Bar Abilene. And, really attractive looking gal. The picture on her Match.com profile looked almost identical to Renee Zellweger. I mean, we knew it wasn't Renee Zellweger, but really good looking like that.
Yeah, nice.
And so I was excited. I had been single a while. I was ready to get back out there and do some dating. We seemed to get along very well online. So I'm kind of pumped up for this date. But let me tell you, it was not Renee Zellweger that showed up. It was Bette Midler that showed up. Oh my God, it was that whole story, which has really become quite a cliche now with online dating, that the person that shows up never looks like the picture. But I mean, honest to God.
Wow.
This one wasn't even close. And what an absolute buzzkill. I had to drink like 7 margaritas just to get through the entire date.
I think we should do a whole segment or a whole show on our dating experiences because they've been so funny. Because that just reminded me of, I met a guy that on his profile, he said he was like 6 feet and he showed up and he was like 5'4". I was taller than him.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I don't miss that part of dating at all. That's for sure. But I'll tell you what I do miss, and not that this is a smooth transition, but you remember when we were in school and kids and you got like one tiny little Valentine from everybody in your class?
Oh, yes.
And so at the end of the day, you took this shoebox home full of these different Valentines. But then when you got that real special one from that girl that you had a crush on, and it was this big, giant, shiny Valentine card with all those frickin' sparkles on them, glitter.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was just like the most amazing thing. When really we're like 9 and 10 years old as the dog comes into our studio again, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, that was
Those are good memories. Although it was anxiety too. I was always thinking, oh my gosh, what if I don't get a Valentine? From the one guy or something that you wanted it from. But now I know what I'm going to do for you.
Well, then you
Sparkly.
felt like a ham if you got somebody a Valentine and they didn't return the favor.
Right.
It's like, now I really feel like a heel, because I was always, back in elementary school, this is where I liked people a little bit more than I do now. So I would get everybody a Valentine, even my worst enemies in the class.
I think everybody does that now.
Well, maybe they do. I don't know.
Well,
But,
that's because everything's too politically correct.
they probably make them do it. They probably don't even do it anymore
We
with how
didn't do that.
politically
No,
correct
I think they
everything
do.
is.
I think they do still do it. We'll have to ask somebody.
But they just don't have
Somebody
all the other
comment.
parties.
Somebody tweet us or put it on our Facebook page. Some parents tell us, do you still give it to the whole school, or do you pick out those specials?
No, it seems like they've taken away every other holiday. They probably call it something else now. It's Agape Day. Because Valentine's Day was just too politically incorrect. But speaking of, you mentioned like Twitter, how do people find our Facebook page?
Facebook page is facebook.com/eatthisTwinCities.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and you know what? Now would be a good transition, speaking of Valentine's Day and being younger and single and raising hell, having fun.
Yeah, that would describe our next guest.
Our niece Brittany is coming up, and she's gonna. We're probably gonna have her on quite a bit, just to give us the point of view from a 20-something.
Yes.
Whole new view. So
yeah, we don't want just 50-year-olds listening to this show. we want to cater to the younger demographic.
So coming up, Miss Britt talking about Surly Brewing.
Eat this, Twin Cities. We should get a jingle done.
This is Jim Suhan from SuhanUnfiltered.com on the Alive and Social Network. We appreciate you listening. This Friday, I'll be live at O'Gara's 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock with Star Tribune hockey writer Michael Russo, and then my band, the Bar Chords, will play from 7:30 to 9 in the Shanty. That's the O'Gara's Live Music Theater, leading into live karaoke. Come on by for any and all of the events. Thanks a lot.
All right, we are back. Welcome to Eat This Twin Cities, and we've got Britt on the line who's going to talk to us a little bit about the Surly Brewing Company. We wanted to get somebody younger, somebody hipper, somebody much cooler than a 48-year-old.
Well, thank you.
I mean, I do know beer, but I think you probably know about it maybe just a little bit more than I do.
We've been really wanting to hit this place, too. You have to tell us what your first impression was when you walked in.
So when I first walked in, I was overwhelmed by the size. It is huge. And you first walk into the main beer hall area, which seats maybe about 300 or so with the bar.
Yeah.
And then there's the huge, shiny beer brewers. They're just outrageously huge.
That sounds awesome. Like, way cool.
Just hearing all this.
Cool.
Just hearing all this, I'm like salivating like a dog. Like when you hold a treat up to a dog and you see the drool
Oh, definitely.
start to kind of fall off his chops. That's what happens to me when people start talking about beer.
Plus, when I looked at the pictures, it just looks so open and airy in there. I like that when it's just wide open.
Completely open.
Yeah.
They had the big picnic table almost type seating, so big groups sat around. They all shared, probably sat 12 to a table, and there was a huge line to get in. Reservations were out the door, so we sat at the bar.
Did you go last Friday night then?
Yes.
Okay. So I know you're not a huge beer person, but you had mentioned that you did like it.
Right. I love the beer. We each sampled a few of them, but I had two that were my top favorites. Todd the Axeman, and then there was the Abrasive beer, which was a double IPA, super, super strong, intense. I think it was like 8.8% alcohol. It was so good, mouth-watering good.
I was looking at the website too. I love all the different names, and I did notice. Did you guys happen to try? I noticed they have a coffee flavored. I want to try that really bad.
They did, and I was drawn towards it, but it was such low percent alcohol that I didn't see. I was more drawn towards
What's the point?
Abrasive. Let's just say it was that.
It was Friday night.
Like a dessert drink.
Yeah, if that's low, you might as well just have coffee.
Exactly.
Well, we do need a future location of a wedding party. I wonder, would it be good for like an event like that?
See, yes, they have one other area I checked out, an event area, and then I believe they have one or two more event spaces. And then in the summer, they're going to have the beer garden, which is going to open. It's an acre and a half of space, can fit up to 1,000 beer drinkers.
Wow.
The place is huge. I believe it's like 50,000 square feet.
That is
It's ginormous.
Yeah, way cool. We have to check that out for sure.
Yeah, and the food is to die for. It goes perfectly with beer.
I just read an article about the chef and that was his big goal, is to just make sure that everything paired so nicely with the beer.
And it did. We had the smoked mushroom and goat cheese flatbread pizza.
Ooh.
The smoked mushrooms were so rich, and with the abrasive beer, that's what I was drinking at the time. Oh, it just went together perfectly.
Oh my gosh, that just made me super hungry too. What else did you guys have?
We had the hog frites, which is a smoked meat, and then it had a pepper jack fondue. Oh my gosh. And then with pickled veggies. So the fondue was very spicy, almost too spicy for me, but I am kind of a baby when it comes to that.
I hear you, I
It
am
was
too.
to die for.
Nummy.
It was perfect.
Okay, and then how about atmosphere? Were there any hot guys in there for you?
Okay, this is where I'm going to take a little break from the show and maybe do a little research for our second show on Eat This Twin Cities. Then you guys can just talk about all the hot guys that Britt was hanging out with.
Oh yeah.
Atmosphere was good?
There were a huge mix. Old and young, my age, 20-somethings, 50-year-olds. You know, we were surrounded by everything. There really was a complete mix of different people. The bartenders were awesome. Super funny, laid back, quick. Everything was a really great experience. And it was cheap, too.
Nice. Yeah, not too
Awesome.
over the top
beers
then.
were $5, and they were huge.
Yeah, that all, and you were kind of surprised too, right? By that, just because maybe you were expecting something a little bit different, just how cool it actually was, right? Yeah.
I didn't think the beers would be $5. It's a good beer.
Right. And some places, it seems like it does get over the top, and that just sounds like
Right.
more our style, like down to earth, like we talked about Bad Waitress is the same way. It's just way
Totally.
cool. Yeah.
In the summer, it's going to be a huge hit. That beer garden's going to bring a lot of people.
Well, that's going to make the cab companies and Uber quite happy as well.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of a haul. University and Malcolm.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a trip from West Calhoun, but it was worth it.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming on and
yes,
telling us about it. We're probably going to call your name out from time to time because sometimes we're just too old to get to some of these places, and we're living.
Hey, looking forward to it.
We're living our younger years through you, young lady.
You rock.
Thank you, Brittany.
All right, have a good one, guys.
All right, we'll have more Eat This Twin Cities right after you hear this message from Jeff Dubé.
I don't know why people should listen to this show, because I've never been a self-critiquer, and I've never been somebody who goes back and listens to my own work, so I don't have a fucking clue if I'm any good. I know that we have fun, and I know that Scott knows what he's talking about, and McGovern is a hipster doofus he's arrogant enough to sell what he's saying, whether it's right or not. So, you'll walk away from it thinking you got something out of it. And whether you did or not, I don't really give it, because it's not like there's a receipt. It's not coming with a gift receipt. You're not getting your money back on it.
We're going to have to redo this. No, I like this. All right, and where do you find this wonderful show?
The narcissist in me would tell you to go to jeffdubay.com, but I think just for mass appeal, I go to iTunes and iHeartRadio.
Welcome back to Eat This Twin Cities. My name's Terry Daniel, and on the phone, I think, is Sean Bernard. And Sean, I think you've invaded pretty much all of your shows at this point.
Yeah, that's my only real goal, is just try to get a brief appearance on each one of the shows to build up my street cred in the Twin.
I knew it. It's all about you, isn't it?
It really is. Someday I'll be a star.
Well, we won't bore our listeners with the details, but you and I have obviously known each other since we were DJs in a sports bar in 1994, and I think life has improved just a little bit since then.
Oh, did we bottom out a few times in Maple Grove?
Well, we helped that business grow to a level where now it's a car wash.
So proud of our work.
Yeah, very proud that we were able to make a difference there. But, well, I want to talk just for a couple of minutes about Alive and Social, because obviously we are very honored to be a part of your podcasting network. But just tell us where you got the idea and really how it developed.
I ran a podcast for my uncle for a few years. I had the good fortune of going out and meeting with Adam Carolla's producers and developers, and loved the idea for former radio talent like yourself to have a venue to do long-form radio conversations and long-form audio conversations and interviews and that sort of thing. So my business partner, Scott O'Malley, and I sat down and had a vision for a very diverse network with different shows on there. One of the thoughts we had was a show just like the one that you and Tracy are doing with Eat This Twin Cities, and a great opportunity to go sit down at a bunch of the different venues in the Twin Cities and give your thoughts and opinions about them and have a hell of a lot of fun as well. So, a few sports shows on the network between Jeff Dubay and Jim Suhan, Mike Russo. Got a lot of different shows. We got a Great Northern Sex Cast. I don't know if you've subscribed to that one yet, Terry.
I've got, I have them all right here in my iTunes. I haven't had a chance to listen to each and every one of them yet, but it's definitely on the list.
Yeah, so it's a lot of people. Rusty Gatenby was on Channel 5, KFTP in the Twin Cities for 30 years. He does a great show called the Rusty Gatenby Review. We're going to be doing the Southside Music Sessions from the house that we rented coming up soon. Actually, our first gig is February 25th with the regional recording artist Farewell Milwaukee.
Very cool.
We really just wanted to have a hell of a lot of fun and then make a little bit of money doing it and help out some local talent, whether they be radio, TV, newspaper people, and or regular citizens, but musicians and bands as well.
Well, the only reason I'm doing this show is for all the free beer and food around the Twin Cities.
That's really, when you signed your contract with us, you made me promise you that you get free beer and free food.
That's awesome. Well, what I like about the network is the variety. I mean, there's really something for everybody, whether you're into sports or you're into arts and culture around the Twin Cities. And then, of course, you just started a new show with Julius Collins from Greasy Meal.
That's right. So Julius has been in that band for over 20 years, and he actually just joined Dr. Mambo's Combo once again. He hasn't been in that band for a few years. They perform Sunday and Monday nights at Bunkers. But we've named that show the Julius Collins and Sean Bernard Show, so we do that once a week as well.
I do believe you just recently changed the title.
We did. We really like the name It Might Get Ugly, but we realized that people might not really understand what the hell we're talking about, so we just decided to throw our names on it, so at least they know that we stand up for what it is that we say. The show talks about a lot of social issues, current events, some politics are mixed in there, and then we also mix in music because we both love music, with him being a performer and me just being a big groupie fan.
And you can find all of the shows at aliveandsocial.com, and then of course you guys are on Facebook and Twitter. People can do searches for those and find out a little bit more about them. And then those shows are available; they're downloadable via iTunes, are they not?
Absolutely right. Can't wait to hear your first show with our friends over at Bad Waitress. What a great local spot that is.
One of our favorites for sure. Well, I know you've got some stuff to do, and I appreciate you coming on at least chatting with us for a few minutes about the entire Alive and Social network, and we're looking forward to doing many shows for the network.
Well, we're really excited to have you guys as part of it. Please give Tracy a kiss on the lips for me.
I will do so. Thank you so much, Sean Bernard.
WNBC.
No, you see, you don't have a good voice like Imus, so you got to go WNBC.
And I'm back.
So you picked up the NBC thing because you went, and I'm back. You almost did that, didn't you?
So what is that even from?
That is from the Howard Stern movie, Private Parts. Pig. He called the program director Pig Vomit, and it's a great movie about his career. And some of us that were in radio can relate with a lot of the stuff that went down.
I need to watch it. I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, you'd love it. It's hysterical. Paul Giamatti is the is the program director, and he's always like, "Now you don't have a good voice like Imus, so you got to learn to say the call letters right." WNBC.
Okay, I'm cutting you off because we need to wrap this up already. We need to wrap it up. So we just want to say thanks for listening, and you can hear all of our episodes at, do you want to give that info, Terry?
Yeah, that would be eatthisTwinCities.com.
And they can download on iTunes, correct?
Yeah, we are now. You can subscribe and download the show on iTunes. So we're very honored to be a part of the iTunes family. We had to hire a bunch of lawyers, and no, we didn't. No, we're on there now. So,
and any information or any restaurants, any places that we visit that we talk about during our show, you can always check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/eatthisTwinCities. And that'll have all the details, and we'll be running more contests and stuff like that. So keep an eye there. And let's see. Oh, our next episode, we need to just talk about what we're going to be doing for Valentine's Day. We're going to be hitting the Sea Change and the Guthrie Theater's Midsummer Night's Dream, which is going to be amazing.
Yep.
And so we'll be talking about that, and then we'll also be talking about coup d'etat.
Oh, fabulous.
Yep. And let's see, what else? Oh, we have to announce our winner, which was a contest that we ran on our Facebook page.
Yes.
And it was for a T-shirt, a Bad Waitress T-shirt, and one of those cool-ass mugs. That we love.
For sure.
Yeah, awesome. And so our winner is, drum roll please, Karen Drill.
Yes!
Woo-hoo! Congratulations, Karen.
Yeah, give it up for Drill. Way to go, Drill. You mind if I call you Drill?
So until next time,
eat this, Twin Cities.